I have a seminar that I've done in the past called How to Create the Look of Custom Lighting on a Limited Budget. And I love that topic because lighting can make such a dramatic difference without necessarily spending a lot of money. I mean, obviously, it's wonderful to have a large chandelier, you know, in your foyer or have a beautiful chandelier in your dining room, but people forget the subtleties, the small things that lighting can sometimes bring to a space. One of the first places that I find a person needs to think about is dimming. Now, historically, we've thought about dimming in the dining room. Almost everybody usually has a dimmer on their dining room chandelier, and that's obviously because that's a place where you might have occasionally an opportunity to have a dinner party and you want the light to be soft and subtle. But we don't realize that dimming is actually a tremendous way of altering the light in almost every room in the house. And what's beautiful about that is that you only have to spend $15 to $20 for a reasonable incandescent dimmer to achieve that effect. In fact, one of the most efficient ways of doing that is to put table lamp dimmers. I have them in my own bedroom, each of the two table lamps on either side of the bed, so that, you know, if you want the light to be at maximum capacity for reading, you can bring it up, but if you get up very early in the morning and you want to just have a very small amount of light, you can certainly just, you know, dim it down and do that. Other places, of course, are like the kitchen. The kitchen today is a center point of entertainment, and that's a place where you can alter the quality of the light and basically do it, again, very inexpensively with a dimmer. Table lamps are another extremely easy way to bring interest to a room. I usually suggest, especially in places where you have a lot of activity, say a family room or even a bedroom, that there be at least 3 table lamps. And that's not a firm formula, but it's one that I have recommended to people and it seems to work, and that is, think about unusual places to put a table lamp. For example, if you have shelving, is there a way to put a small accent lamp up in the shelf? If you have, say, a fireplace, I just did that with my daughter's house. We put 2 small table lamps on either side of the mantle. And what that does is that it brings a sense of humanity to a space. So if you combine the idea of dimmers and then you combine that with, I think, a greater amount of table lamps. Most people already have lamps. But what I find is that we don't think enough about their quality, of how they can actually make a very big effect. A third element that I find very interesting and I think very successful is to use wall sconces. Now, they're a little bit more difficult because you have to have some way to bring electricity to that location on the wall. But, you know, wall sconces can be very inexpensive. You can buy a nice wall sconce for $50 to $100. And again, wall sconces are in a way like table lamps. It's kind of like putting a table lamp on your wall. It's a way of bringing light to eye level. It's a way of bringing light to a space that's much more comfortable and much more subtle. And places, for example, like media rooms or a place like a family room that you're using, you know, watching television a lot, it's wonderful to have some very simple wall sconces and just basically have that as a way to create a mood in the space, bring the lights down, but yet have enough light, not unlike in a movie theater where you have that little subtlety. In the end, to get these little specific suggestions, I always recommend go to American Lighting Association showroom. They're experts at this. They can give you ideas, you can brainstorm, and in the end, they're going to also have the products that you will need to make that happen.